The Earthspike Druid is a really nice Season 5 starter build in Diablo 4, and you don't even need Uber Unix for this build. You finally want to feel like a real lurker like in Starcraft and just shoot out your spikes against the enemies, so I have the right build for you, and I got several major buffs in Season 5. Thanks to the newly introduced Shard of Verathil, the change to Vasilsys Prayer and Insatiable Fury, and also the removal of the cooldown from seismic shifters back, the Earthspike Druid is finally a really good and viable build in Season 5. I already played this build back in Season 3 and in Season 4, and it made so much fun, and it has so much AoE clear now with the buffs that it can be a really great pit 101 speed farmer. Unfortunately, you will need the seismic shifters back, so you can play this build, but most of the time you will get this through your playthrough in World Tier 2 or World Tier 3. Until then, you can play with something like Lightning Storm, but as soon as you will get Earthspike, it will be a real blast of a build. How does this build now work? It's really simple. Just slap on your seismic shifter spec, turn into a lurker, and just spam your Earthspike. You also have Petrify that you can press on cooldown for extra crits and also your defensive skills. And thanks to Vasilsys Prayer and Insatiable Fury, we'll have so much defensive that this build will be a first grade season starter until you get gear for the other builds. I also got multiple versions for you, a leveling build, a mid-game without Unix, and also the final endgame build that includes every Unix. Hey guys, what's up? I'm going with another Diablo 4 Druid build guide for the upcoming Season 5, and after the quick introduction, why you should definitely choose the Earthspike Human Druid, I will present you now the different versions that I have for you. Also, this is a perfect build to either transition in the endgame with the Shard of Verathil, the new endgame sword, or to transition to the Stormglaw Druid. But now let's start with the leveling build. And I got different versions for you. One is that you will level before you got the seismic shift aspect, because the problem is I tested out, the build doesn't feel good without a seismic shift aspect. So you have to play with just a normal generic Cataclysm build, Cataclysm and Lightning Storm, the new buff Cataclysm, and just play with Poison Creeper and a normal Maul. So I also got a Skilltree, which I won't go into details. You can just check this out and just play with this build until you will find your seismic shift aspect. And after you find your seismic shift aspect, you will switch to your seismic shift build. Let's gonna start with the skills that you will use after you acquire the seismic shift aspect. You have Earthspike and then a Maul to trigger our shape-shifting aspects for like quick shift or our defensive werebear damage reduction. Then Bloodhowl for more attack speed, also Petrify for more stun damage, and Poison Creeper so we can poison our enemies so they will get the Envenom debuff, and just cycle and armor for more damage reduction. And now let's head into the skill tree. You can also check out a leveling path, which skill you need to take with which level. I will just go through the whole skill tree. We will go for max Earthspike. The cool thing is that we will summon Earthspike when the enemies are immobilized or stunned, and because we are constantly immobilizing our enemies with Poison Creeper, this will also be really cool because we are constantly casting a second Earthspike. Also, we're gonna get our Earthspike to stun our enemies. We can also go for the retribution aspect that I will maybe switch in until the Season 5 drops. We also got 1 point to Maul. It is just for our shapeshifting reasons, so we can get our nice shapeshifting buffs up. For the core skills, we just got Predatory Sync for 3 points for more crit chance, and also Iron Fur for that spicy damage reduction. And for our defensive skills, we went with Bloodhowl and also the Preserving Bloodhowl for more attack speed. Then ranks in Cycle and Armor, so it will give us even more damage reduction as also the Preserving Cycle and Armor. And here in the Ancestor Fortitude, you can put more points into it if you still won't reach the maximum resistance cap, and also 3 points into Vigilance, so we will get even more damage reduction. For companion skills, just go for 1 point to Poison Creeper, as also the Brutal Poison Creeper will get even more critical strike chance. For our skills, go for 3 points to Crushing Earth for more damage against slowed enemies. Also Stormguard for more damage after we got more than 50% of our Fortify, and Safeguard so we'll get Fortify up after we crit it. And also for Neurotoxin, so our poison enemies are slowed, which will also trigger Crushing Earth, and after that go for max points into Envenom. For the leveling parts, we mostly need this for the boss, but we can just weave in the Poison Creeper because we can cast Poison Creeper now while we're moving, so this is really cool. And for the ultimate skills, you can go either for Petrify or try out the new Cataclysm. You can also try out the new Cataclysm gloves when you will find it early in the game. It will give you around 100% extra damage, but you can also go for Petrify. Just test out which will fit into your build better, and then also go for 3 points into Defiance, as also 3 points into Natural Disaster. Keep in mind, we don't have any source of vulnerable generation until we can vulnerable our enemies, until we can get our enemies vulnerable through our items that will have a lucky chance to make our enemies vulnerable. So keep in mind that you will try and seek out for this specific stat. And after that, also go for 3 points into quick shift. You can also put some points into hide and senses if you're still lacking some bit of defensive, but we should be really fine. And also 3 points into defensive posture, so we'll get even more damage reduction after we fortified. And also you can either go for Earth Might, but I think ultimately Ursa's Strength will be even better. I also tried out Nature's Fury, but yeah, there are some kind of problems because the skills that will cast through Nature's Fury, like your Storm Strike, isn't that great in baseline, and also our aspect or adaptability won't trigger because it is not naturally cast. So yeah, we mostly gonna go for Orsan Strength. And the cool thing is, as soon as you will get the Seismic Shift aspect, this build will really slap and will be really great, and you can also transition into Stormclaw as soon as you get your great stuff off your own. For your gear, you don't even need all of them, just go for whichever aspects you need to get through your campaign. Go for aspect of concussive strikes, also Skinwalker's aspect because we're constantly shapeshifting, and this will be changed that we will get a percent life as barrier. This will be really good. Also Crash Zone aspect, it is weak in the endgame, but because we're fighting mostly trash mobs in the early stages of the game, it is still fine. Also go for Aspect of Might, more damage reduction, Ghostwalker's aspect, so it is our only source of unstoppable, Seismic Shift aspect on the amulet, but ultimately you will go for Aspect of Moonrise because it will give you more damage, and then just go for Seismic Shift aspect on to your first ring, and then the aspect of the adaptability in your second ring slot, so we'll get even more damage. And for our spirit boons, go for 50% damage reduced from elites into wariness. Also for the eagle, go for swooping attacks in the beginning. We're gonna switch this to Iron Feather in the later stages, or you can even go for Scythe talents if you think you will need the little critical strike chance. And also go for Aven Wrath as our spirit bonding. For Wolf, go for the pack leader, and also for a snake, go for the calm before the storm. We can constantly reset our petrify. I won't show you a Paragon Board or the affixes on the leveling part because most of the time you don't even care about the gear. Just try to get some portions of life. And also your first prio should be get max stress, your second prio should be get max armor, and then just put on willpower and some maximum life, and you can get through to the mid and end game. And for the next step, we're gonna talk about the end game. It will mostly stay the same, so the skill tree is the same, the skills are all the same. Like I said before, the aspects will gonna change a bit, so we're gonna have aspects of the Moonrise now on our weapon, and the aspect of the adaptability on our amulet, and then Seismic Shift aspect on our ring, and also Edge Masters. You can also try to go with some different kind here. Like the aspect of retribution is ultimately better because you will get constantly the enemy stunned because of your high earth spike blocks. I will maybe change this also for my leveling build. And so this for the mid game, and right now the mid game version has the same Paragon Board like the end game, and with our end game that will now use Unix, it will greatly change. So I can play with a mid game variant until you will get the Unix from the endgame variant. So after I recorded my video, I thought about going for a style of Vasilsys Prayer because it will change our earth skills into werebear skills. And I also talk with one of the top druid content creators, Screamheart. You can also check his channel out, really amazing content creator and one of the top druid content creators. But the problem with season 4 was that our Paragon Board with the survival instincts didn't work for our Earth skills that will get our Werebear skill tag. So basically all Earth skills didn't function with our survival instinct node, but that changed now. So we can get our tag also for the Earthspike, and so we'll benefit from the survival instinct board. Also, the cool thing is we're gonna get really many skills for Earthspike and also huge chunks of damage reduction. So this is good, and I think it is also better than our illusion version. So if I talked about some illusions variant in the video and just go for my updated chart planner, I also calculated it through with Screamheart, and we also don't take the new Mjolnir ring because we get 100% more damage, but we lose out the percent damage from our ancestral guidance because we cannot spend spirit. So this is a loss of 35% damage, and we can also get the aspect of changeling depth. We just need the enemies to get poisoned, so we'll then get 55%. And Screamheart said that it's like 3 to 4% better, and we can also get our petrify in. So we won't take the new Mjolnir ring, and we also won't take the Illusion's crown because it is just better with Insatiable Fury and also Vasilsys Prayer, and it is far easier to get these two items than the new shiny ones. We also don't need them all now because we are constantly in our Werebear form, power blocks of iron fur and some other things. So this is really cool, and I'm really hyped about it. And this new version is even better than the one with Lucian's Crown. And also, I updated the Paragon Board after I recorded a video with a complete new Paragon Board. So just check out my new chart planner. We'll quickly go through the Paragon Board. We're gonna get the Shapeshifter in our first board. I'm still thinking about to switch this out. I'm still not sure. Maybe we'll update it with my chart planner. Then go for the Inner Beast as the second board, as also Werebear. For your third board, go for the Earth and Devastation, also the Earth and Skycleave. For the next board, go for the Survival Instinct Werebear node, as also Outmatch for more physical damage. And for your next board, go for the Ancestral Guidance board, as also your Undaunted Cleave and some nice basic skill damage. For your second last board, go for the Constricting Tendril, so we get some nice max life nodes, as also Fang and Claw. And so we're now completely fine with our new Paragon boards, and we're also gonna have the Topaz in a weapon, the Ruby in armor, and the Diamond in our jewelry slot. So for our gear, for the endgame version, we're gonna go with Vasilsys Prayer as a helm and the Insatiable Fury as a chest. The new Vasilsys Prayer is really nice with percent willpower, defensive posture. It will give us more damage reduction when we are fortified, and also some more 45% gain. And also the new Insatiable Fury is really great because it will give us up to 5 ranks to Werebear skills and also 3% awesome strength bonus. This will give us even more damage. We get more life, and also we get additional overpower damage and additional damage, so it will also increase. And in addition, we get 4 ranks to Iron Fur, so this will boost our damage reduction even further. And for the gloves, we got an aspect of the changeling depth. We just need to poison the enemies, which we'll get through our Poison Creeper. For our pants, we got a Skinwalker's aspect. Because we're constantly switching our forms, we also gonna get life through Poison Creeper and through our Bloodhowl and Stormstrike. And for our weapon, Shard of Verathil, I think this is self-explanatory, really great. It got a slight nerf with 200% max damage, but it's still really great. For Amulet, we're gonna get the aspect of Moonrise, so we get even more basic skill damage, as also attack speed. We're gonna get the seismic shift aspect on our ring slot, so this will enable our build. The aspect of the adaptability on our ring slot, and also the aspect of natural balance for our offense slot. So then let's talk about the tempering sites. So you can start and take this tempering and this affix bios. For your mid-game version, I just went in and only updated for the endgame version because I don't want to update it for every single version, because it is the same for every single version. For the endgame, if you don't have the Unix or in your mid-game, as I said, just go for these stats. But if you got your endgame and you don't have chills, might let's go for armor, max life, resistance to element, and the luck hit to stun your enemies, and also for total armor. And for your gloves, they are now legendaries and not your ring. Go for attack speed, crit chance, Locate chance to make enemies vulnerable for 2 seconds. This is really important because you also need this in the mid game, so try to get this as early as you can get. Also get damage to crowd control enemies. We need this because of our Earth Devastation, and that will boost our critical strike damage as higher we scale our damage versus crowd control enemies. And also get the lucky chance so you can freeze your enemies. For the pants, go for armor, ranks the Earthspike, and also ranks the basic skill. For defensive, go for max life and also a chance to stun the enemies. If you already got max armor, just go for max life. For the boots, go for the aspect of metamorphosis. It's our only source of our unstoppable. For the boots, go for willpower, movement speed, and also maximum life. And the temper, go for movement speed and also the lucky chance to immobilize the enemies. So for a weapon, and it's really important if you don't have the Shard of Verathil, go for a two-hander, as you can see in my mid-game version, and just go for willpower, max life, critical strike damage, and the chance to cast Earthspike projectiles twice, as also the damage to crowd control enemies. Keep in mind, only go for as max source of damage to crowd control enemies as you need to get up to the 60%. After that, just go for Earth critical strike chance. And for your offhand, if you got the Shard of Verathil, go for crit chance, max life, cooldown reduction, or willpower, and also go for the chance for Earthspike projectiles to cast twice, and the Earth critical strike chance, and try to get your triple crit on your Earthspike projectiles to cast twice. For Amulet, go for attack speed, ranks and venom, ranks to crushing earth. You can also go for ranks to quick shift for the Earth critical strike chance, and the mobility for your movement speed. And then for one of your rings, because you can have the Mjolnir ring in here, go for attack speed, crit chance, and also max life, and also go for damage to crowd control enemies. And also the resource, I think there will be the resource that you will get your ultimate skill. And I think also with Season 5 there will be the resource temper that you will get your ultimate cooldown reduction. And your rota is extremely simple. Just Breath Earthspike, Petrifying cooldown, Bloodhound cooldown, and Poison Creeper to poison your enemies. And the cool thing, I will just teaser it. You can also switch to the Stormclaw Druid if you want. I will also put the description, I will also put the Sharplaner of the Stormclaw in the description. I will also put out a guide of the Stormclaw that I will play in the end game. So this is extremely cool. I got two versions for you, the Nature's Fury one and the one without Nature's Fury, that will just go for the Crates of the Crown and with the new cool aspects. And I will also update this, and as I said, I will also bring out a build guide for it. But for this build you will need the Crates of the Crown. I hope I could show a really cool build guide for the new Season 5 that will drop. As I said in the beginning, I will also stream in this Season 5 on Twitch, so it would be really nice if you could follow me on Twitch and also just try my stream and have a chat with me and play. I will also answer any questions, and if you have any further questions, just ask them in the comments down below. And if you like this video, please leave us a like and subscribe. It would boost my channel tremendously and we could grow together as a community. And until the next video, bye.